If you ignore this, you'll regret it later. You might think you have a healthy relationship with your friend until you see the toxic patterns. It's only then you'll realize you might be friends with a narcissist. It might start with little things, like feeling drained after hanging out, or second-guessing your worth, but over time, the damage adds up. That's why it's so important to recognize the signs early. Today, we'll break down the ways a narcissistic friend will treat you so you can protect yourself. Are you ready for number 1? They only show up when it benefits them. Have you ever noticed how some friends only pop up when they want something? If you've been dealing with a narcissistic friend, you've probably seen this happen a lot. They vanish when you're hurting or need support, like they don't even see your pain. However, the second they need a ride at 5 a.m. or someone to boost their ego, suddenly they're all over you. It's like you're only good enough when it serves them, not when you need them. You start to realize they're not really there for you. They're just there for what you can do for them. Let's talk about number 2. They compete with you, secretly or openly. Instead of cheering you on, a narcissistic friend always tries to one-up you, even over the smallest things. When you share something exciting, like wanting to try photography, they suddenly act like they're the expert. It's not really friendship. It's more like a constant battle where they want to be on top, making you feel like you're never quite enough or always in their shadow. They rarely celebrate your successes because they're too busy trying to make everything about themselves. You might notice they interrupt you or change the subject back to their own achievements without even realizing it. Over time, this can leave you feeling unseen, unheard, and emotionally drained, like your feelings don't really matter to them. Let's move on to number 3. They use you as an emotional dumping ground. A narcissistic friend will unload all their drama on you whenever they want, late at night or whenever they feel like it. On top of that, they expect you to listen, cheer them up, and fix things. However, the moment you need to share something real, like how your mom's surgery went, they suddenly disappear or change the subject. Your feelings don't matter to them. They only care about their own. And you're just there to serve their emotional needs without getting anything back. It's like you're a sounding board for their problems, but your struggles don't get the same attention or care. You might find yourself feeling exhausted and drained, constantly giving, but rarely receiving support. This one-sided dynamic can leave you feeling lonely, even when you're supposed to have a friend by your side. Now, let's continue to number 4. They mock or joke about your insecurities. A narcissistic friend knows exactly what you're sensitive about. It may be your looks, your job, or something you've opened up about. And they use it as material for jokes. However, instead of laughing with you, they're laughing at you. And when you speak up, they make you feel like you're being too sensitive or can't take a joke. It messes with your head because deep down, you know it wasn't really a joke, but a way to tear you down while pretending it was all in fun. Over time, these jokes start to feel less like harmless fun and more like constant attacks on your confidence. You might even find yourself apologizing for feeling hurt, because they've convinced you that your feelings are the problem, not their words. You shouldn't miss number 5. Narcissists sabotage your other relationships. Have you ever felt like you have to choose between your friends just to keep the peace? That's what it's like with a narcissistic friend who's secretly jealous of anyone else in your life. They want to be your one and only, and they'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. They will plant little seeds of doubt about your other friends, or guilt trip you for spending time with someone else. You hear them say, "Oh, you're hanging with her again?" And suddenly, you're questioning your own choices. It's their way of keeping you close and in their control. They slowly cut off your support system and make you feel like they're the only one who truly gets you. Are you still up for number 6? They use your vulnerabilities against you. A narcissistic friend uses your deepest vulnerabilities as weapons. You trusted them enough to share your struggles, like your anxiety, your fears, your past. And at first, they seem to care. But then, out of nowhere, they throw it back in your face during a disagreement, saying, "You're just being anxious again," to shut you down. It's like your honesty becomes ammo for them to hurt you or make you doubt yourself. With them, being vulnerable doesn't bring you closer, but only gives them more power over you. They don't see your trust as something precious. They view it as a weakness to exploit. This kind of betrayal can leave you feeling exposed and unsafe, wondering if you should ever open up again. It's painful because the person you thought would support you is actually the one causing the most harm. Let's keep it moving to number 7. They keep score like it's fantasy football. If you feel like your friendship is being tracked like a scoreboard, you might be friends with a narcissist. With a narcissistic friend, nothing is ever truly forgiven or forgotten. At least, not your mistakes. They'll bring up things you did wrong years ago, like forgetting to text them after a job interview, and act like it's proof you're a bad friend. However, they can't remember or brush it off when it comes to the hurtful things they've done to you. It's exhausting because you're constantly defending yourself while they play the victim. You start to feel like you're always in debt in a friendship that's supposed to be about love, not keeping score. Here comes number 8. They backhandedly compliment you. Have you ever been complimented and insulted at the same time? That's what happens when your narcissistic friend gives you one of those backhanded compliments. It's confusing because it sounds nice at first, like they're being supportive, but then there's always a little hidden in there. They might say, "Wow, you actually pulled that off," or "You're smarter than you look." It messes with your head because you start questioning if you're being too sensitive, but deep down, you feel the sting. They're not building you up. They're keeping you just unsure enough so you don't feel too confident. Moving on to number 9. They will give you pseudo-empathy. Pseudo-empathy is when someone sounds caring, but it just doesn't feel real. A narcissistic friend might say the right words, like, "I'm so sorry you're going through that," but there's no real warmth or follow-through. It's like they're pretending to care because they know they should. not because they truly do. You walk away from the conversation, still feeling alone, like your pain didn't really matter. And sometimes they even twist your vulnerability into gossip, or use it later to make you look weak. It's not true support, it's just a performance. Finally, we're down to number 10. They use flattery as a weapon. With a narcissistic friend, the compliments stop the second you set a boundary. That's what happens when they use flattery as a weapon against you. 1 minute, they're calling you amazing, talented, the best friend ever, usually right before asking for a big favor, like editing a 20-page report last minute. However, if you say no or even hesitate, the sweet talk turns sour fast. Suddenly, you're selfish, ungrateful, or not a real friend. It's not real praise, but a manipulation. They only lift you up to get what they want. And when you don't give it, they tear you right back down. Remember, you don't have to accept being treated this way. Your feelings and well-being matter. It's okay to set boundaries or walk away from a friend who only brings you pain. Trust yourself, because you deserve kindness and respect in every friendship. Healing takes time, so be patient with yourself as you figure things out. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and truly care about you. And always remember, recognizing the problem is the first brave step toward a happier, healthier life.